Oh my God, 28.
Welcome.
Motherfucking short. Hello.
Thank you so much, y'all. We are back again. This time we are in.
We're still in motherfucking New Orleans, bitch.
New Orleans. Did I say it right?
No. Wait. The pause.
Did I say that right?
Like, who knows? But
I don't know about that, babe.
I'm Kapri.
I'm Dee.
And we are two black women here bringing black and brown people to one table, tasting spirits and libations, normalizing the black and brown palate, y'all.
Yeah,
and we have a special guest today.
A very special guest. We're so excited that we could actually get this done.
Yes,
so,
Deniseea Taylor.
Yes. Hey, bro.
Yes.
Can't wait to have a soundboard and have the whole applause situation in the background. It's coming, y'all. I know I've been saying this. It's coming.
So you're newly engaged.
Yes.
So are you changing your last name?
Yes.
Okay, what you changing
Are
to?
you hyphenating or are you taking his name? His full name?
Oh, you guys.
I'll be Mrs. Head.
No, Deniseea
So
Head.
I feel like that is so perfect.
That is Mrs.
It
Head.
was meant to be.
That's well. That's great.
I love it. Who doesn't love Head?
Like, who doesn't?
The wedding hashtag is I love Head.
I love it. Period.
Period. I love that.
Okay,
I got him on an invitation to this wedding now so I can hashtag I love head.
I actually also, not only that, but like, when did people start making theme names around their names for weddings? When did that start?
I think social media, right?
It's social media, and I think it's like with the popularity of like joining your names with each other, like as a couple or whatever, that becoming a thing. Everybody's looking for a new hashtag.
Like some of these are really good out here, though.
But it's also cute. What I do like about it, especially when it comes to the social media part of it, like when you have like your fans and family and all that, taking pictures and video and all that, it populates so you can click on that one hashtag and catch everything from that event or whatever. So I like that.
True. That's real true.
Good old social media.
So today, y'all, we are doing a special tasting. We have 2 RTDs, which is ready to drink cocktails, from Luxardo.
Yeah, shout out to Hoteling and Co. and Aleka. Love you.
Yes. And then from Deniseea, we have a little bit of Kevin Hart's new Coramino.
I think it's Coramino, but I had so much the night of the event, so I'm not sure. I think it's Coramino.
Yeah.
Okay, it's good, and
It's
that's
good. That's all that matters.
Exactly.
It's Kevin Hart's tequila.
Exactly.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
That shit got a whole name. You're like Kevin Hart's tequila.
Kevin Hart has a tequila.
Black people cannot just say the name of something. We have to change
it's always
We have to
something
change
else. It's always going to be something else.
I'm also one of those black people that put an S at the end of everything.
My mom is that person.
Anna's, Denisea's, D's.
No, my mother's Chipotle's.
Yes.
I'm like, Mom,
Look,
there has never been an S in Chipotle.
Walmart's.
Oh
I'm
my
that
God,
bitch.
shows. Remember, it was like it's Squid Game. It's not Squid Games.
It's not
Like,
Squid
don't
Games?
put I don't think so.
Oh, shit.
I don't think. Look,
Bitch, I was saying
I
Squid
cannot
Games.
confirm or deny, but I feel like we put an S on that.
We probably
It's
did.
gotta be
but I
Squid
just
Games.
assumed because it's
Yeah.
multiple
Now
games
gotta
happening.
Google it.
I don't think so.
Good, Google's become our best friend.
Watch. See that.
Oh my
Google's
gosh.
definitely
Fact
our
check.
extra.
It's a fact check moment.
Yes.
I love a good fact check.
It's just game, y'all.
Oh, shit.
What
So
is
they've
we
been
doing?
playing the Squid Game, not Squid Games.
See,
Well, see,
I'm
I
that
assume
person.
because it was multiple games.
We had a place in DC called Marvin. It was just a club, but we always say Marvin's.
I've never heard anyone say Marvin with no S.
No, and then when somebody
seems
showed
like
me the
it ain't
sign, I was
right.
like, that ain't right.
It's missing an S.
It's missing the S.
Did they know they're missing an S?
OZOs is not OZOs, it's OZO.
Oh, shit.
Bitch, listen.
Oh,
okay,
bitch,
there's so
okay.
many places in DC.
I was
put
today
S
years
on.
old when I found that out. All right. Well, we literally just added S to shit by default. Okay.
Right.
Make sure my titties not
All
spilling
right.
out in the camera.
I
When I looked in the bathroom, I was like, oh, God, one of them about to slip.
Right. Well, let's get
alright.
into our first sip.
Yes, but
Deniseea,
before-
when we sip, we just say what's on our mind. So we're
Fucking
gonna
right.
smell it. This is our first time doing a cocktail type of thing, so this is
Yeah.
really cool. So I'm still gonna smell it like I'm tasting the spirit.
Yeah, for sure.
Say what I smell, and then go ahead and go in for it.
Let's do it.
Sadly,
Yeah.
these are room temperature.
That may be for we've
But-
been learning though that doing the room temperature we get the most flavor out of it,
Right.
Even it may not be the best,
Right.
In rendition of those flavors, we all know that cold kind of calms down the flavors a bit, so I think this will be good for
Yeah.
tasting purposes.
Absolutely.
But Aleka will be sure to try it cold.
Yes. Thank you to Aleka.
Yes.
With Hoteling. The first one we were trying, y'all, is the Luxardo Apertivo Spritz. So I think giving more like Aperol Spritzy vibes. Here we go. Smells like orange.
I was gonna say straight orange oil, orange peel,
orange grapefruit. There we go.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's like really good.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, damn, it's good and it's not cold.
Yes, like it's gonna be really tasty with some like on ice or with ice.
Yes,
I would still want to top this off with some like prosecco.
You damn right. It needs to be. Yeah, I would definitely top it off on a rooftop.
Definitely. It also gives me red Jello.
Bitch, okay, no. I was trying to find the words for what I was smelling, and that's exactly what the fuck it is.
Like red Jello.
Red fucking Jello.
That's why I don't mind it. So this is good because the red Jello. And you know why? Because I feel like people would be willing to try this. It's not too bitter. It's not, like if you're a first timer to something like this is good.
It's on point.
This is bomb.
That is actually a really tasty cocktail. In a can, which makes sense though. I'm glad they're doing spritz, right? Because we're getting RTDs that are margaritas. Like we had
I'm so sick of carbonated margaritas.
I don't something in my throat. I'm not usually not mad at that. Head. I'm be good.
No, don't be good.
No, don't be good. No.
Like that.
But it leaves something like that taste. Like I don't know about it. Even when it's good the first minute. Not to finish.
And then the spicy one, because of the carbonation, like that motherfucking jalapeno gets me right in the back of my fucking throat right away. Like I was caught off guard on the flavor tour joint. Like it was good.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get past the bubbles like attacking me with the jalapeno.
Ow.
Like I really want to know what the science is behind everyone feeling like they have to carbonate these cocktails. Tip Top doesn't carbonate their margaritas. They don't carbonate any of their canned cocktails.
Oh, you're right.
Well, it's almost like, and I don't want to call nobody out, but you know how like you're in a bar and you're like, you ask for a certain cocktail and then they take it upon themselves to top it off with soda water.
Yeah, what is
Which
that
I
about?
don't understand.
I've
never understood
don't do that to me.
Why do they do
feel
that?
attacked. Yeah, just like
I feel attacked.
Like,
Not really though.
What you hit it with?
What, for what and why?
Exactly.
What's that supposed to do? What does that bring?
Trying to get you drunk faster?
Or trying to make it seem like the glass is full.
It's fuller. I don't need the glass to be full to the top. Like,
right?
Damn.
I've seen it happen
that's what people think they have to do with black people, because there is that stereotype of like that we want the cup to be all the way full and like all this shit. Like, chill.
I mean, that's true.
All the time.
Look, people do come to my bar and go, "This so little." I'm like, but it's
a
25%
full-on
ABV.
boozy cocktail. Exactly, like my guy. You do not
You
want
got 4 of those, you're running out of here.
exactly, and not even running. You wobbling out of here, my guy. You can't drink the way you think you could drink. Trust. Like,
can you make it stronger? What exactly do you mean by that?
Exactly.
I'm like, you size queen. No, it's supposed to be small. It's a sipper.
Size queen ass.
Simper. The fuck.
Oh, okay, Deniseea, tell us the beginning of your journey. Can we just get a little bit of your journey?
Yeah, we want to dive into you.
First off, if y'all don't know this, we are at Good Trouble Lounge.
We're at a fabulous fucking space.
This is her speakeasy and a real ass speakeasy. So if we can get the journey from the beginning to here.
Oh man,
yes.
The beginning to here. The beginning was a bus.
Okay.
And
not a bus from California, was it?
No, it was a 1989 Bluebird, and I was living on a bus at the time.
Wow.
And I was batching cocktails. It was a Soul Glow, and that's how I got the cease and desist. But like literally batching, going to other places and being able to batch like more space. And when Darnell and I met, and we'll fast forward through some other things. And when Darnell and I met, and so we get into it and we love it, and the career is like going well. And as I got more into cocktails, I realized I was more into the history of everything. And I'm like, damn, we need a space where we can combine them both.
Yes.
Because I love cocktails, but it's more to it. Like there's more with the spirits and everything like that, especially us as black folks. So when we bought the house, it actually came with this extra space. And so
this is a house. This is attached to where you live?
It's detached.
Oh, okay.
It was detached. So it was like, oh, this is perfect.
Perfect.
And it was actually his idea
Oh, wow.
And I remember...
Shout out to the supportive partner.
Yes.
We were in Denver when John Lewis died, and we instantly, like, I think the next day we got Good Trouble tattoos. So when we were thinking of a name, we're like, oh, it'll be Good Trouble Lounge.
Yeah.
And now I finally had a home for all the classes I was doing, all the clients, and it was like we can actually have people be fully immersive in the space. Yeah. Because a lot of my work was private events.
Right. Yes.
Or shipping stuff out in boxes and stuff.
Yes.
But now it was like you can actually come to a place.
Yeah.
So, and it's Good Trouble.
And it's a beautiful space, y'all. I'm gonna get a little bit of B-roll to kind of give y'all a glimpse of the inside. I ain't gonna get too detailed with it because it's a sacred space.
It really
as
is.
Torre has emphasized 20 times, which I appreciate. Shout out to Torre.
No, for real,
he
was
really
protecting
protective.
his space.
As
He
fuck.
was protecting.
So we love
which
Torre.
was a lot. Which a lot in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you tell your friends about the things that you're doing, but you never know who's really actually protecting what you believe is sacred, what you know is sacred. Like I just think that he was really very, very much so. Like he met us down the road.
Yeah,
like
we
walked like 4
had to get
blocks
a car down the road, and then we walked.
I love it.
Nah, he was not playing around.
That's a real speakeasy.
Yes,
Yeah, for sure.
That
And
he was
it's
not
an
playing around.
experience.
And he's like absolutely protecting that whole vibe of it being.
That's
It's
why
not. It's not for everybody.
It's
yeah,
not.
That's why you asked for the address, and I was like, "You was here last night," and I was like,
Girl,
"Oh, no one."
we met in front of a
No
restaurant
idea.
and walked.
No idea. And none of y'all getting the address either.
No, period.
Period. How did you come up with the name Chicken and Champagne?
Yes.
Oh, look. Oh, my God. Literally chicken and champagne. I was moving from New York because, I moved here from New York. And I was in New York for I think it was almost 10 years.
Okay.
Wow.
And we were having a party. I love champagne. I just
Me
absolutely
too.
love champagne. My mom, I can remember her and my dad drinking it. And I would beg. It was Martini and Rossi Spumante.
Okay.
And it was the bubbles, and she would put strawberries in it. And I'm like, when I'm grown, I'm going to buy that one day. and she would be like, ooh, you want some, don't you? And I'm like,
Ooh, petty.
I know, she let me taste a little bit. But I was like, I just always loved champagne. And then I know this sounds like basic, but I absolutely love fried chicken.
Okay.
So
That ain't
That
basic.
ain't basic. First of all,
Fried
chicken
chicken,
is
quality
delicious.
fried
The
chicken
name.
is an art. And it's
Right, it
quality
is.
fried chicken. The emphasis on the quality.
And so the name, people are like, how? And I'm like, you deeper into it with my relationship with history, the spirits and everything like that. I'm like, they're the same thing, really.
Right.
Because people see champagne as exquisite. But fried chicken is too, because the art of making it, where it came from, and that cattle, I guess it was the only thing we could own when we were, our people were enslaved. They didn't think anything of the chicken until we
Started eating it.
Until we
cooking it up.
perfected
was
that
already
motherfucker.
frying.
Yeah.
Until we perfected that joint.
Exactly. But it was us taking it to the next level, and it goes back to the black economy. And before, our first form of making money, we took that cattle, sold it when the train cars didn't have any dinner carts.
Right.
So when it came into town, those women were selling that chicken. And that's the food that would last during the Great Migration. Boiled eggs, fried chicken. You get it cold or hot.
That's true.
That's facts.
That's
So
true.
it's
That's
always been
fucking
close
facts.
to my heart. So,
Wow.
Before I left New York, they threw a party. And the entry was a bottle of champagne or fried chicken from anywhere.
Wow.
I love that.
DC right now has a lot of fried chicken places popping up, like specifically either fried chicken or fried chicken sandwiches.
Sandwiches, yep.
It's everywhere. So we got Yardbird is like the more corporate one.
Yep.
Then
Yeah.
there's this other one called Honey.
Is it milk and honey?
Honeydew, honey something. It's on Georgia Avenue, which I haven't gone to yet.
haven't been
but
there. Okay.
It's
good.
supposedly
Oh, you
it's
haven't been
good.
yet,
People
yeah.
have been
Good
tearing it
with-
up.
oh, see?
So and
It's black people tearing it up.
yes,
Okay.
It was
Say white people telling me it's a good fried chicken spot. I don't
I'm not.
necessarily trust
Yeah,
it.
me neither.
I take that with a grain of salt. Love y'all, but
Yeah, but
But you putting breadcrumbs in the mac and cheese. And I'm
yeah, I
about
was
to
gonna
fight.
say it all because there's so many. You have so many different methods now to how they fry chicken, which also makes it like
So many
why it's
different
so
methods.
important.
So many different methods. I watched a clip on something, and I think it was a cooking show, and they were doing Korean fried chicken. And this one girl
I love
goes,
Korean fried chicken.
Yeah,
Made
she was
right.
like,
It's
Korean
made
fried
right.
chicken is so good, like it's the best. And this white guy goes, it's because when black soldiers from America
I
was
remember that.
in Korea, they taught them how to fry chicken. Then he looked at the camera like, I was like,
And period.
Black folks.
These black folks
Once
gonna tell
again.
you, they gonna show you, but Korean fried chicken is good. As
It's
hell.
fucking bomb. I had some bomb ass Korean fried chicken in Florida. I was shocked.
No, for real.
Shocked.
No,
Shout
for
out to
real.
Jacksonville.
Yes.
So you are originally from California, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And then so at what point did you move to New York?
My dad passed away, and I moved. After that, I was like, I gotta go, and I think I was 21.
Okay.
I had just turned 21, and I was like, this sounds crazy. I would always watch shows from New York. I'm talking about like New York Undercover, and I'm like, I'm gonna move there one day, and I would always say that. And when my dad passed away, I said, I'm going, and I got a one-way ticket for my birthday, and was out there, and that was it.
What part of New York were you in?
I was in Washington Heights.
Okay, where's that?
Okay.
Up top Manhattan, like literally right before you get to the Bronx.
Okay. So that's like where Dominicans or something like that be.
Oh, it's DR.
Oh, wow.
It is DR.
Why I know that, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
because I've never been watched the Heights.
Oh, because the Heights, the movie?
Yeah,
I've never even seen that.
That's a great movie.
But I didn't know it was a very Latinx focused cast on that joint.
It's beautiful.
Good songs.
Yeah, and then I was in Harlem.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
When I went to Bar Convent last year, I was in Harlem. I was in the Bronx. People were like, "You are making your way around New York," because I know when you're in New York, it's so big, you don't really go.
Yeah, you kind of wind up stuck in the spot that you started in.
Much, unless you're probably trying to commute to Manhattan to work and come back out. But they were like, "Damn!" I was like, "Yeah, these cars are expensive," but I just wanted to go to this spot. I wanted to go to this spot.
I haven't properly done Harlem yet.
Yeah, I went to a black-owned restaurant there. It was tasty. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it was tasty, and their cocktails were really good too. So
it was probably on Lenox Ave. Most of those restaurants are on Lenox Ave. But Harlem, USA, made me.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
When you survive New York,
that was gonna be my
survive
follow-up question.
Right
like you went with a one-way ticket. And I'm going to assume there's a little bit in your pockets, but how did you make that work when you first got there? I know it's probably sensory overload trying to figure that out.
God. The weather alone.
Bitch. I can only imagine.
It was unbelievable. Yeah. And I knew I couldn't because my mom was one of those moms, She was like, once my birds leave the nest, that's it. But I knew I had to just make it. But it was really hard. I was Airbnb-ing, and that's when they were first sort of starting. Exactly. And I had $600. And to be really real, I think I did my taxes in at the library myself, and I used that money that I had gotten and moved to New York with that. And it was gone in 2.5 weeks.
Woo!
And I remember having $10.
Damn! But at that point, had you found a job?
No, because that wasn't an option either. I was just I've gotta. I'm not going to get a job because I didn't understand that for myself because I'd always worked for myself.
Okay,
and
got it. Okay.
And at that point, $10. So Washington Heights was perfect because you can get this fresh bread and get other stuff really cheap. And I originally went to school for design. So I got a fashion design and product development.
Nice.
Okay, this makes more sense because
that makes so much sense why aesthetically stuff is so intentional and very detail oriented and just very pretty and I love it. Okay, continue.
So I was like, oh, I've got to sew. And most of Washington Heights now, and I think really present day, a lot of folks in the community owned everything up there. That's why it's like DR. Gentrification, they're going to have to fight hard up there to really, if they want, of course the developers want to change that neighborhood, but they own shit up there.
Good.
So yeah, they
make it hard
own
for them.
Shit. That's why it feels like DR.
Yes.
And so I started making dresses and stuff for the shop owners. And that's how
Nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was hard though. I ate the same chicken, rice, and beans for about a week.
You've been working for yourself since how old?
High school.
That's crazy. What were you doing in high school?
I've had jobs in between. I was designing because so I was sewing and all that stuff.
That is amazing.
Yeah, designing stuff. But yeah, since high school.
That is amazing. I feel like I still have yet to completely tap into my entrepreneurial spirit. I think about this
terrifying.
all the time. Yeah,
it is terrifying. It is terrifying.
That's
there ain't no benefits. You eat what you kill. There's just you out here.
She said I know.
That's how it feels. And I wish more people would be honest about that part.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. It's terrifying. Some days I wake up and I'm like, girl, you need to go to Sears and you need to work there.
Not Sears.
I want to be a bartender at Applebee's and I want to be there forever.
Oh, right.
And just have some fucking security.
Like security for sure.
Right?
I completely understand.
Maybe they let me like, get wild with the garnish. Yeah. And like, that's okay. Sometimes
that's so real.
Nice.
I feel like I'm going to already know the answer to this question, but it's a quick little icebreaker question because you're saying that. Passion or stability?
Passion.
Period.
Passion.
Period.
Now, if that's for myself, right? Mm-hmm. Now, see, in a relationship, if I pick passion, you gotta pick stability.
Nah, facts. No facts.
We ain't gonna be
too. It needs to be balanced. It needs to be balanced.
Two butterflies. If we both flying everywhere.
Exactly.
Right.
Me and my wife and I, we're on opposite ends of that spectrum. She's very much like the stable person.
She is.
And I'm very much driven by the passion part.
Shout out to Rob.
She low-key hates that sound.
But yeah, that was actually tasty. I finished mine for sure. That's what I've been thinking about too. It's just like
best spritz in a can of.
I'm a single ass bitch, but it's like if I have somebody or have multiple people, I need them to like want to cook all the time.
Not what I need. What I'm looking for is like,
well, I want you to cook all the time. I'll do some cleaning, but maybe they're more organized than I am. Around the house. They like to do home designing. That would be so great.
So basically, Capri's out here looking for a wife.
Yes.
She's out here looking for a wife.
I need that. I'm down to do matching outfits or whatever. Like,
matching outfits.
That's what we gotta do.
I'm here for the
and travel all the time. We are always planning to travel. Like that's right now the things in my head. I'm like, I just need one core person to be my travel all the time.
I'm gonna keep that in mind now that I know.
And you need to have a high EQ.
Let's be look out for me. Look out.
We need to be intentional. You also need to have a high EQ.
Oh please, yes, definitely.
Don't got time for no emotionally void motherfuckers.
Oh, absolutely not. Mm-hmm. Communicative, is that a word?
Communicative.
I need you
is absolutely a word.
It's just like a hard word to get out.
Yeah, communicative.
Yeah. Communicative.
I can't communicate that word well.
At all whatsoever. But yeah, that's what I want. I also want you to have a passion, have a drive. Like, it's not just, I don't want you to be clingy though. No clinginess. But outside of that, we figure it out. I didn't write all this down yet, but this is now recorded.
So cook clean, don't be clingy, and be communicative. The 4 C's.
Oh shit!
The 4 C's.
Yeah, the 4 C's of Capri.
4 C's of Capri. Let's go to our second sip. Yeah.
Yes.
Should we go? So we're doing the Bianco Spritz.
I know.
The smell on this one is
Yes. Oh, what we thinking?
Wow. This is like
that could be a candle.
I was literally. It's like it's floral
and kind of grapefruit, almost in nature. But it gives that waxiness. It smells kind of like a wax of a candle too, like in a good way.
Yeah,
like, that
like a well done candle.
Yeah,
I like it.
Not
it's
one of those
bitter.
super perfumey joints.
Luxardo is a shit.
They are.
They really are.
Luxardo
I don't expect nothing
does
less.
really
they
great.
They really are
on point.
Wow.
It has a little bit of grapefruit on the palate too. Mm-hmm.
Almost waxy.
It is a little bit bitter, but a bitter in a good way also, if that makes
sense.
Yeah. Well, because it's meant to be bitter.
Yeah.
So
it's not overpowering.
It's expressed well.
Mm-hmm.
I would still want more Prosecco on top of that one. I would not be mad at that.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I kind of want olives with it, but I don't know if I just like salt or something.
No, I think
love
that's
olives.
perfect.
I love brine. I love salt. I love all that.
I think just like when people put olives with Negronis for a reason, you know?
I think with that, I would
I never
definitely
thought
do
about
that.
bitter and brine do go together.
Yeah.
And salt.
They do well nicely. Ooh.
I definitely want an olive on this now that you said that.
Damn.
That's tasty as hell.
I know, they did that.
Ooh, yes. I've been coming across some good canned cocktails.
Well, yes, this trip.
This is one of the best.
When they
'cause we
first
got a
came
few.
out, I don't know, canned cocktails.
It's a struggle.
Struggling a little
It's a
bit.
struggle.
It was the type of sugar that they were using, and
whatever they're using for like the preservation of it and all that is not matching well flavor wise.
We went through a time with those.
Yeah,
it was like
we went
COVID
through a
and
time.
everybody was like, put it in a can and get the can. He was like, spend my unemployment on this.
damn.
I gotta add extra shit to this joint. It's supposed to be ready to drink.
Gotta doctor it up.
For all that, I might as well just shake this shit from scratch.
So I have a question about your content making.
Yes.
Are you planning these out in far in advance? Are you?
Yes, because you are goals to me in terms of how you crank out your content. Baby.
Goals. One of my favorite was the Walmart cocktail. Mm-hmm. I love the Walmart cocktail. I'm just thinking about like the music that you choose to put behind it. You and your, I believe, your best friend or girlfriend, or like she's amazing too. She's great, and y'all are so like in sync. Mm-hmm. It's insane. Like I love the cocktail in the hand. You're holding the cocktail and somebody's coming to pour. I love all of them. So tell me, how is this planning for this type of work? Like
none.
Wow, just like this is what we're about to do right now.
So I think I love social media for all the good. The bad, I try to make sure I stay away from. For example, I can plan like because it is a part of my work. However, like to make sure it's so authentic to everybody, and for myself, I can only do what's of me. So like with Walmart, we was literally in Walmart, and I was like, let's make something to drink. And she was like, nigga, what? I said,
that's what I said when I watched it.
I was like, it's not the worst that has happened in Walmart.
Right, this is true.
And I said, I'm just going to do it real quick. And
much worse things have happened in Walmart.
Exactly. But I go off feel. And that's how I pick my cocktails. Like when I go out and I'm like, how do I feel right now? And this is what I like to drink. But when it comes to content, I do the same thing because I feel like that's the only way it could be genuine.
That's so awesome.
So it doesn't feel like, and this week we're focusing on,
I
can't.
And that is where my struggle is with social media because I authentically don't be feeling like fucking with social media most of the time.
And that's beautiful.
But I also want to be consistent. But it's kind of hard.
But you can be consistent how you need to show up.
Yeah.
And that's what like people see. But because I feel like everything now is relying on social media. Like some movies I watch, I'm like, I really pay attention because I like films. And I like, all this entertainment. A lot of the movies, most of the plot and most of the filming is like screen stuff and through social media. And I'm like, this ain't no real story. Like texts are coming up on the screen. And
it's like what's happening?
My texts are more exciting than this.
Yes, for sure though. For sure. I mean, it's like definitely trying to like, I guess, put it in the real world. It's like, oh, this person got a check. But let's just meet up and have a conversation. Give us some more dialogue here. Give us dialogue.
Exactly.
It's literally just watching.
Exactly. But so that's why I try to make sure my content is pure. It's in real time. And, like all this stuff, I try to make it real too. Like, I was in Walmart because I have a very Walmart budget. And so
and it's very much giving Walmart budget.
Yeah. So you'll rarely see me where like I'm at this super fancy place like the Four Seasons or something like that. And those pictures that are perfect, that's not me. I am not there.
Yeah.
And when I get there, I'm gonna be like, y'all, this place ain't here. Cause I ain't there yet. So I want to make it like real. That's why most of the videos are Brandy and I, because that's the budget we got. Like, and that's real. That's real.
I feel you on that because we could definitely relate to that.
Our
budget is very much giving team of two.
It's team of two. Team of two is what's going on for sure. And I just think it's just awesome because we see that you're also busy on top of being so consistent with your content. I feel like that's my downfall. Is like, I've been trying to tell people now, everything is content. Just take a video or something and try to put it together
and piece it together later.
But I just think that it's, even though it's coming off of your feel, if everything still feels so very intentional. The way that it's done, which is like just inspiring to see because you have such a big mark for me in the industry and like for the consumer side and the industry side. That makes any sense?
Yeah.
Like,
you think so?
Yeah,
I think you've carved out a nice lane for yourself, for sure.
Like there was going to be no one can do anything like this. Like what you do is so
the way you do it
unique. The way that you go about putting yourself and your art into the world.
And the education portion. So like the way you do your stories, I love to watch.
Yes.
I love to watch because there's a lot of boring stories out here.
Oh my God. My stories be boring. I just repost, but
I try to switch up my stories a little bit now. Like I try to at least add some music, add a little GIF or two.
Make it
seem like I tried.
I changed the background color.
I got one coming up, and I haven't done one in months. But I got one coming up. 31st is a Sunday.
Yep, because
it's
30
a sexy Sunday. That's National Orgasm Day.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Right, because I have not orgasmed all week. So.
And
Facts.
Facts.
My Airbnb room ain't got no doors, y'all.
I swear to God, when I checked into the Airbnb, I thought you was gonna take the back room.
Oh no!
I was like, Michael Mary ass can sit lay in the front. He'd be all right. I was like, let's add a single person in the back room.
You could do it. It's nice when you gotta be quiet. You can do it.
True. Because when niggas
Thought
knocked
about
out,
it, but like I just feel like the whole hallway can hear my ass. Like it's just done. You can at least hear
I can say Mike ass wouldn't be hearing shit, but I would have definitely been like,
I'm not mad.
you enjoying yourself, Capri?
That's all you got here, shot
Let's get them, girls.
Body.
It's real raw right now.
Period. That's the way we like to do our show, honey. Oh, y'all, we did our show at Tales this week.
Yeah, we skipped the catch-up.
We just skipped catch-up. We are at Tales of Cocktail this week. We did our live episode, and it went well.
It went very well.
You're probably going to see it before this, so.
Yes.
But, yes, it went well, but we got kind of raw on there. We're definitely trying to stay on this.
I was trying to catch my cursing, but I was like, this is a fucking cocktail competition, conference. Everyone's over 21. So I was like, fuck it, I can curse. Like,
yeah, I think we finally dropped it within like 25 minutes.
Yeah, because I was in my mind, I was kind of like thinking corporate, but
professional. It was just our friends.
Exactly. Our friends showed up. Then there was some stragglers in the back or whatever that were like engaged or whatever. There was actually a lot of people who came up to me while we've been just walking around and stuff, saying that they were trying to get to our
it was in a weird
recording,
room, but they put us in the like the back weird ass.
Yeah, and I mean we were in.
Nice, though. I saw the pictures.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're gonna. It's gonna be nice when it comes out. Like, but we didn't know where the plugs were. We had like one.
Oh my god! When I say we were fucking MacGyvering everything with these fucking plugs, we were using extension cords. We were using surge protectors. My mic almost fell on me twice. Because the fucking lip of the table was just too short.
That's so funny. That was so funny.
It was a mess.
Having a great week.
A great mess, but it was a mess.
Have you done anything? Do you do anything Tales when it's here? How do you feel about Tales of the Cocktail?
It's a great question. It's a great question.
So, I've never been to Tales.
Okay.
Go.
I haven't worked with Tales. I did not work with Tales this year, and I feel like it is a great concept, and clearly for how many years it's been around, a great conference. I would love to get our squad together and our tribes from all over and create for Tales next year.
Absolutely.
But create a space that is really intentional for Black people. I think a lot of brands are afraid to just say that.
Yes.
Oh, they absolutely
You know
are.
what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like,
they absolutely are.
Let's be intentional about something for Black people and not try to dance around that.
Absolutely.
If I'm not getting no goddamn reparations, can you please give me creative control?
Right. Period.
Me and my niggas.
Period.
Please.
Period.
Like, let us,
Absolutely. No, that's so real. I think this Tales, we intentionally stayed around Black and brown folk. Black mostly, but Black and brown folk for sure. Like, it was like all we wanted to do. The first night when we got
mobbing.
in.
Black people been mobbing all week.
Yes.
Shout out to Capri starting this big ass Black group chat. And that is what that's literally what it turned into.
It's big.
Everybody's walking around talking about you in that big ass Black group. Oh, I saw you in the big ass group chat.
It connected people from all over the world. So people from London are in there. People from Puerto Rico are in there.
Yep.
Now
all over.
imagine literally an activation.
Yes.
Big ass Black group chat.
Yeah.
Black and brown.
Black and brown for sure.
But Black people definitely Black group chat.
It was a Black.
Nobody was saying Black and brown group chat.
They were not.
Black group chat.
We got Latin folks in that group chat too.
Yeah, shout out to y'all.
Asian people in there, but like when I talk to them, they feel Black to me a little bit. Does that make any sense? Like I'm like, listen, she's always with Black folks, so I'm like never really thinking about like. I know she's Asian, but she's always with Black folk. You know,
we need a space
for that. Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Like that group chat. And an activation like that group chat.
Absolutely. And I think one of the things this year, too, is that some brands were very intentional about being culture forward. So shout out to Alicia with Saint Germain. Yeah. She did a flavor tour this year. And she took us to the other place. We sat there, cried because they showed us
I cried at every stop.
Amazing presentation. Right? Amazing presentation about black bars in New Orleans.
Showcasing what was there and what is now, anymore. What's still here.
And so that was amazing. And
Mr. Victor had us in there crying.
Yeah, because he's been there for 43 years.
45, girl. 45. Put some respect on that man's name.
45 years.
45 years. He's had this amazing, like, it's not even a hole in the wall. It's like nice, dark, like low.
Made it through the pandemic. Like,
he only takes cash. I thought that was so gangster.
There's a lot of only cash bars out this motherfucker, which doesn't happen.
I love it. It does not. DC's going cashless.
So this is what crazy was. So that happened, touched our hearts. I'm crying and shit. We make it to Studio B. That also touched my heart like a motherfucker.
Cried the second we pulled up. When I saw that mural outside with that girl, I don't know what the fuck it was about. Maybe also the fact that it was blue and yellow. Like my dress was like matching it and shit. I was like, oh my God, Jesus.
Then we went to Kermit's mother-in-law. And that was amazing. And they had a band there. But when I was at Kermit's mother-in-law, a few more DC people pulled up, and I was talking about the day and how it was so amazing. And then I looked at it, I was like, tell me one bar, at least one, because I was blanking, bar in DC that's been black owned for over 20 years.
I couldn't call it.
I think the only one I could call is JoJo's Jazz Bar.
Oh, see, I've never been
there. That's the only place. Wow. No, that's the only place.
And
I was talking about, and she's from DC.
The irony.
And the other person I was talking about, I'm not born and raised in DC. He's born and raised in DC. He couldn't tell me anything either. And he was like, oh my God. Because he like Dwayne was the person I was really looking to see, Dwayne Sawyer. If he knew, he's like, bruh, I don't know. He's like, this is not okay. Because we are like gentrification.
It's fucking real.
I feel like there should be another
thing is, and there's black-owned spots that exist in DC, and they're newer typically. Yes. But then there's like, we're kind of having the struggle of like, these spots are still not quite hitting the mark. Like they're not quite hitting the mark yet. Like there isn't a space that's like super intentional about one being very black, but also being very like craft and like about the craft of cocktails. And like we have a lot of like speakeasy style bars and like stuff that's very focused around the craft of the cocktail. But there's not really a black owned spot that's really doing that in DC right now.
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
And it's really disappointing because I'm waiting for that. It's gonna happen. We're gonna manifest that.
I think it's
maybe
coming
that's
around.
gonna
There's
be your
quite
spot,
a few
Capri.
people that are already like Cassie. She used to be GM in Union Market somewhere. I can't remember the name of the damn restaurant, but she's about to open a bar. She's a black lesbian, and it's just like gonna be really. I think that's gonna be a great space.
Yeah, for sure.
Al's gonna open up a spot too. And
yes, and that's gonna be Bronze is gonna be happening. That's gonna be black owned, and that looks like that's where we're gonna have that space. Because motherfucker Al don't play.
Trying to come down, but like DC's expensive as fuck. It's expensive as fuck up in there.
It is,
and
just getting in the building is expensive as fuck.
It's just. So that was an amazing part. That was my best thing that happened this week.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was like
being able to see those bars and know that that's where I'm gonna go when I come back.
Oh yeah, oh for sure. I can't wait to come back and go. Yes, what was the name of the first with Mr. Victor's drink? What's his name?
The Other Place.
The Other Place. Okay, I definitely want to come back there, like on a humble, just because. And they do a happy hour for my fucking buy one get one.
Buy one, get one free.
I ain't heard of a buy one get one happy hour since I worked at STK, so I'm excited.
Buy one get one, and buy one get one at STK. You still buying too?
Oh, true.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe I'm just real cheap.
Nah, facts. You still paying about $15-17 a cocktail, but
oh damn, that's real though.
And it's in DuPont, so they're pricey.
Okay,
But if it was buy one get one, our happy hours buy one get one. Black people love STK.
Yeah, that's true.
I had all of our whole staff was black at STK, which is what I love. That was the first bar that I worked in. Everybody behind the bar was black. Almost all the servers were black for the most part. We had a couple stragglers that were not melanated, but everybody behind the bar was black, and that was my first time. Like, oh, we're actually crafting cocktails, and everyone's black, and we actually care. This is great.
Oh my God,
this is where I need to be.
But seriously,
it's a perfect combination of like where I want to attend, where I want to actually go and sit, and where I'd like to work.
So what bars have you worked at?
I had to think because it wasn't very many. So I started off at Three Palms Bar on Tulane, and I went to the Drifter afterwards, a pool bar. So I learned speed there. I learned the culture at Three Palms because it was
here?
at the time. At the time, it was like a place where a lot of locals went and a lot of older folks went. So it was almost like a hole in the wall, but renovated. And so I'm glad I started there because it was culture that I had to learn. Because whatever city you're in, if you're not from there, you need to learn the culture, then the drinking culture. If you know a bit of the culture, you
understand the drinking culture more.
Exactly.
Gives you context.
So that got me together, and I observed and learned a lot there. I then went to the Drifter, and it taught me speed. And because I was a pool bar. And at that point, they just give me drinks. Just give me
Go.
After that, I went to the International House at Loa. And that's when I learned craft.
Okay.
And honestly, between all those places, I've only been behind the bar, someone else's bar, for maybe a year, a couple months.
Wow.
Because after that, what I learned and what I didn't like was we weren't getting enough pay. Or just like credit for creating an entire vibe.
Yes.
Like I'm getting on stage every night.
Yes, literally. Very true.
And like literally curating the vibe, everything. And I was like, no, I want to be able to like control the space, get my worth, and then take it further than a cocktail, history, all that stuff, like a whole vibe.
Yes.
So that was, my time behind someone else's bar was short.
So my follow-up question then is, well, kind of a two-part question. So you were in New York for 10 years, right?
About 10 years, yeah.
What made you decide to pick New Orleans as your next spot? And what made you decide to even create a career in cocktail making?
So I will never forget this. New York is hard, but I'm blessed with what I was able to do in New York, but I knew it had to be something else. And I was not living hard, but it was a New York pace. And I was like, I know that to be really successful, I want to be more centered and structured. And in my head, I'm like, okay, let me go down to the South. I can do the Great Migration backwards. I do like LA, New York, and then go down South and learn like more, basically. And then I was like, maybe, and this is like the real truth. I was like, because when I moved down South, and then then I could get married, and then I could do all this stuff. That's what I said in my head.
You manifested that early,
and because you got
to speak into existence.
And I see most people tell you, oh well, don't worry about a relationship, don't worry about none of this. No, should be as important because once that space is full, it's not taking up the space, the dating, the doing this, and you got to be honest with yourself.
Yeah, I don't even date anymore. I don't even try.
But you got to be honest with yourself. So I made it a priority. Tiring. It is tiring, and it was New York, and all the dating up there was tiring for me. And so for me to imagine everything with work is going good, but then I got free time and dating ain't going well. I got to change that because that's going to affect work in the next morning. So I got to figure this out. I thought the South was the best place. Initially, starting off, it was not. But it was great for my career. And the New Orleans is cocktail capital. But it ended up fucking working out.
Okay. Yeah.
Is your fiance from here?
No.
Okay. And that'd be the ironic thing. You don't necessarily you move to a new place, you don't necessarily meet someone that's for you, that's from that place. Right. But y'all happen to be occupying the same.
But he's from one of my favorite places for black folks and migration and all that stuff, and one of the blackest cities ever.
What?
Detroit.
Chicago.
Oh, Detroit. I was close.
Yeah, exactly. But he moved from Chicago.
Okay.
But
okay.
When I was like, oh my God, I've always loved the D. I love it.
And always.
I was going to say in more ways than one. Head.
Okay. Y'all are getting wetter invites. Yes.
I'm down.
I was going to say, we'll pour the champagne toast.
We down with pour.
We can earn our keep.
Okay. Period.
No, and so I was like, I'm going to do New Orleans because where do you go after New York if you don't go out the country? And I'm from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And
because people are usually going to one side of the coast or another, either one.
True.
So I was like, let me go to New Orleans. And I was doing parties and stuff in New York and curating happy hours and stuff like that in my brownstone. So I was like, maybe I can go down there and do something. and it just sort of fell into place, and it just worked. But I was like, I want us to feel like stars, though. Like when you get behind the bar, you can dress the way you want.
Right.
You can make what you want. That's why we do a lot of trust me's at Good Trouble. Because trust me, I'm the fucking bartender.
I like
period.
Can you make a... That's the worst thing you say when you come in. Can you shut up? Why would I be behind here if I can't make it? Sometimes,
what kind of question? There is a such thing as a stupid question sometimes.
Yes.
Oh my God. It happens a lot at the bar.
Yes, when you go into a bar and somebody says, can you make a French 75? Can you? Like, you probably can. Yes, I can. Say, can I get a?
Yes.
Don't ever say that. Can you make a?
Yes.
That shade is like saying, ooh, you still
Do y'all make old fashions?
Girl. Ooh, I hate that condescending shit.
That's
your little biz. It's condescending as fuck.
It feels like that.
It's condescending as fuck.
Y'all make old fashioned. Does your mama?
That's like,
now we're fighting.
Period.
And now it's smoke.
Make no sense. Like, why are we doing this? Why did you come here? For real, don't talk about that.
Yes.
Research
why did you come
where you're
here?
fucking going. Stop not researching where you are. Like, I work in a fucking speakeasy, high-end cocktail bar. Why are you coming in here acting like I don't have the ingredients to make a motherfucking margarita?
But you know what that goes into. Because think about who's asking.
Yeah.
Because they don't... It's about who they're asking, not where they are.
I was
going
to say that. I was going to say that.
Because that person usually doesn't value you as a person that's getting
true.
into it.
Yep.
And it's, can you make a, and it's like, can you?
Because they probably don't ask that same questions like a D.
Okay.
Or, whoever's a little less melanated behind the bar.
Just like, what?
Like, and it's probably subconscious bias. People are probably not even realizing it when they do it. But y'all need to be more conscious. Fuck that shit.
Exactly.
Because there's no excuse.
You know where you're going. Why would you be behind that bar?
Just Google it. Let's look it out. Like let's just pay a little bit more attention to eating and drinking. Like it's not just a pass by time. Maybe really be intentional about what you're eating, what you're drinking, and looking that shit up.
Exactly. I mean, people dine out so much. Like,
we're not gonna do the things that Applebee's does. This is not the same type of place. Like, just really think about where you are. These things are different. They're not the same. There are levels. There's differences. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know when I go to a good ghetto old place, I'm gonna have a good ghetto old time with my hookah, with my large.
Know your environment. Know where you are.
Exactly. Know
with
where
my
you are.
really sweet shots because I like that shit. I like the jungle juice.
But see, most people. That's
and I like a good neat pour at a good ghetto time.
Exactly.
I keep it neat. I'm not about to stress you out. I'm not about to stress me out.
Period.
I'm keeping it cute.
Period. I know what's going on here, but it's just I'm not going in there asking for their finest cocktail. That makes no sense. Why would I do that? They don't want to do that.
Honorary with it or not, how do y'all feel about people trying to make this resurgence of the fucking Long Island? Like, I've been seeing so many different versions of the Strong Island, as Brooklyn tea, whatever. Like, just weird ass versions of the fucking same shit.
I think I make the best Long Island in the city.
No, I made a mean Long Island now because people fucking ask for it. I'm not gonna make it bad,
but like a different type, like trying to make it like
that at the
what are we trying to do?
No Sade, but at that Duce party at BCB, I wasn't keep trying to give me this Brooklyn Strong Island tea shit.
What does that mean?
I was like, I don't
shit,
want that.
But it was so good though.
It was tasty, but I just
I know what you're talking about though. I know what you're talking about.
I just don't keep mixing all my fucking liquor. I just don't need a mutt cocktail. I want it to be.
Mutt? Did you say
yes? Just throwing anything in the fucking pot.
Go on, give me full spirits in my glass.
I don't want that.
That's literally the bar mat.
Yeah,
that's the bar mat at closing.
It is,
that's literally what it is.
Oh goodness. Oh.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Especially if you make it egg whites and white. Oh, I'm just thinking about the bar mat now. But
we call it. We used to call it LA water.
Ooh, child.
Oh wow, is LA water that bad?
I was about to say I don't know how I feel about LA water.
Hearing this, shade. I don't want nobody mad at me. LA air. Let's say the pollution.
Okay,
yes, it's
that's
pollution.
real. Yeah. That's real. Period.
Ooh, child. That's deep.
It's so much. But all right, last sip. Taste this tequila.
Yes.
Okay.
So we already told y'all it's Kevin Hart's. Look it up. I'm not gonna try to butcher this name any further.
Because I am fucking Coramino, bitch. Coramino. I don't know.
We apologize, Kev. We apologize.
Huh?
Ooh. Okay. Hold on.
It smells like yellow peppers.
Yellow peppers. That's a good one. Yellow peppers, but also like white pepper.
Yeah.
I'm not getting like any, like sometimes you expect, especially with like the celebrity ones, I expect to like get some of the vanilla, like some of those basic ones that you get in like a tequila, but thankfully this is not giving that.
And this is a Cristalino, right?
Uh-huh.
This is the best Cristalino I've had already.
Isn't it good?
Hands down.
This is really good.
Because Cristalinos right now, and I was telling you about the last one,
I have some
they've been so vanilla. They've been so vanilla bean, vanilla ice cream. Like, why are we getting so much of this fucking vanilla? Of course, from the barrel.
Because I was going to say the barrels.
This is giving the earthiness that I want, a little spice. That white pepper, like you said, this is giving
that white
all
pepper's
the
hitting me in
things
the
that I
chest.
was about to... Okay.
Look at running. You see it running down the glass like that?
Definitely got some nice legs on that thing.
It actually really does.
Yeah, ain't that wild?
Look at the way it's pouring down the side like
my
that. I
gosh.
love that.
That is really good.
Not curious what type of barrels he's using.
Yeah, he did that. They did that. The team. Shout out to the team.
Shout out to the team.
The event was...
Did you meet Kevin Hart?
No. It's so funny. He had his cutout there.
Yes, I saw that. Kevin Hart's funny as fuck for that.
And one of the women there is like, it's life size. And I was girl. I said,
The shade of it all.
it was beautiful, though. It was beautiful.
Passed
it
out.
was fun. It was cool.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you also bartended
chocolate on the
for
palate.
Nas? How was that?
Yes,
what was that
event? Yes, what was that?
So it's so funny. So I do a lot. I do the classes, I do the content stuff, and I'll do like in person stuff like that. So one of the PR women that I work with just texted me and she's like, Nas. The text was NAS.
Okay.
Say less.
Yep.
Like in there.
So that's my favorite rapper. Literally, him and Jay-Z are 1 and 1. That's my favorite rapper. A lot of his work is about us and his lyrics, and it's a lot of history within his lyrics.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bet, cool. Private party, I got this. But my bar was just a satellite bar, not just a satellite bar. It was a satellite bar in addition to the cocktails that Hennessy swears by. That's
Child, head shake for me.
and
what's one of those? Psych art?
or just yeah. So I was like, you know what?
If y'all don't find some other shit to do with cognac and stop fucking playing,
let us do it.
let the professionals
Period.
do something other than a sidecar.
Real quick, these brands and their cocktails on the website
No sense.
They make no sense, and they're not the 10 Commandments. They need to be updated. Like it's not.
These do not have to be etched in stone. It's okay to evolve.
That's what I'm saying.
Honestly,
please.
for real though, brands should have. I know they're supposed to have like a specific person that makes like the staple
Stop doing
cocktails.
that.
Have people submit them.
Yep.
Have people submit from all over the world. Change them every 3 months. Change them every year. Something like that. Fuck
But
it.
they have this one person, but whatever. Like it, and most brands do that. So, anyways,
They have their go-tos.
exactly. So, whatever city I'm in or whatever state I'm in, I make sure, that the cocktail represents that and the vibe and everything. A cocktail, just one cocktail isn't standard to all events.
Right.
So I say, all right, I'm in New Orleans, strawberries in season, and let's do some Satsuma, and let's do, with that Hennessy and then some lemon, because this will be perfect.
Yep.
For brunch on Sundays.
Yes.
And you know what? they got the Moet, in full effect. I'm gonna do a little Spritz situation.
Yeah. Love
like,
that.
and so that's what I do. And the bar's cute or whatever. And one of the women, I guess with the team, comes over, and she's like, do you want to introduce the cocktail to Nas, and so he can learn more about it, because we know it goes deeper. And I was just like, I really fuck with you. That's sweet, because there's like history behind this.
Yes.
And so I go into this room, and Nas is just sitting there like eating, and then he stops eating, and there's like 2 other people in the room, and I introduce the cocktail and all that stuff, and I used the Hennessy because it was there, but it was important to me because going back to both wars and the GIs and the war, and that's what we spoke about. And he, it was so interesting to be able to talk to like one of your favorite like artists.
I was just gonna say,
Absolutely.
how much of a full circle
Queensbridge.
moment did that feel like for you?
Honestly, it was unbelievable because first of all, just off the last album, I love Brunch on Sundays, and it's a special thing that me and Darnell do, and that was Brunch on Sundays with Nas.
Yeah.
And I said, ain't it's a motherfucker. I said, you that bitch.
Yes.
That head nigga in charge.
Yep.
I was like, I really felt like, oh, but to have him respect the cocktail, he drank it all. I ran out. Mm-hmm. Yes. And all the videos and stuff that I saw that night, he was only drinking that cocktail. And I said, one, you could say a lot of shit about me. Mm-hmm. You can't say my shit not good. You might have a different palate, but I could give you something that may be good.
Oh no, the cocktails I got in the box that I got was great. I think it was the boss.
Ooh, what box?
The boss.
There's a box.
Yeah, so she does cocktails.
I'm doing another one.
I didn't know that.
Another one's releasing soon.
But it came with the playlist. It came with the Bossy Bitch playlist or Bossy
Yes.
That was, my cocktails were great. Yeah, I love it.
People have different palates.
For sure.
So, and that's why I always say, like, if you get something, you can then fix it or tweak it to what you like. If you want umami, add more saline. If you want it tart, add more citrus. Right. Want it sweeter, but not one, like, there's no one cocktail that fits everybody. Oh, it's like art. Agreed. It's liquid art.
It literally is.
So I can have a cocktail that my taste buds doesn't agree with, but that cocktail will never be nasty. It don't agree with my taste buds. This is what I be trying
to tell people that come to the bar.
Like, stop asking me what my favorite is.
What's good? What's not good? Honestly, it's subjective. You try it out.
It really is.
You try
all
it out.
Subjective.
But it's important to try it out.
Right.
So, and it's interesting because most people think, I'm like, oh, I'm making cocktails, all this stuff, and I love Fernet. Mm-hmm. I would never just willingly give that to someone.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Don't give me Fernet no more. I drank so much of that shit already. I'm done. I can't drink no more. But Underberg, I love me some Underberg.
I love it.
I love Underberg.
All that stuff. But yeah, Nas was, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
What do I... The price went up.
The price. Oh yeah.
Yesterday's price is absolutely not today's price.
Did you see your price going up every day, girl?
Pretty much.
I hope so because I like to eat and drink. So I tip well. So
yes. Okay.
Bitch,
well.
It's pricey out here to live a soft life.
There it goes.
Like,
bring it back.
It was cool.
I know my wife gonna be cursing me out when I get home. She sees his credit card bill.
Should be
because I've been eating great.
Great.
We have been eating great.
I've been eating great.
We have been eating great. I don't even know. I want to do dinner, but I'm like, what do we want to cook?
I was gonna say, I think we should keep it low key and cook tonight. We need to use some of these spirits that we got.
We definitely staying in the house.
We need to make some up. I was gonna say, if you got time, come through, please.
We're going to Kendrick Lamar tonight.
Oh, right. You're going to the concert.
What time is that concert?
I'm not going to the concert.
8, okay, because I know Teray wanted to do
like a pregame thing?
Yeah.
Well, ain't nobody gonna see this until it's done, so that's fine.
That's great. I know that we really probably gotta wrap this up.
We do have to wrap it up. So we got another 10 minutes before we scheduled to be done.
Okay. Can I say, shout out to Teray.
Yes. Teray is a special human. I love him.
He really is. Mm-hmm. And in the beginning, he worked with me, and Teray has always been like connected in the industry, and to be like me being like ghetto fabulous and being in the industry, but not being like this super industry like person, like I stir like this and I shake like that. I'm not that girl, but the respect and the opportunities that he connected me with made me feel like that, like made me feel respected within.
Love that.
You know what I mean? Yes. It's like consumer-wise, it could be popping, but like, do your peers respect you?
Yes,
it's a different thing. Yeah, it's a different thing.
It's a different thing
for sure.
And that's my nigga.
Yes,
like
I agree.
He is close to my heart.
Yes, I agree with that. 100%.
I love Teray.
I agree with
that.
I
just officially started to really get to know Teray this year, and it's been very nice.
Yeah, no,
he's been
great.
very nice.
I
enjoy him a lot.
Yeah. We have so many ideas that we need to do. He's always like, we need to do this. I'm like, I know, Teray. We need to do this too. Okay, I know. What we gonna do it, Teray? What we gonna do?
We can do all of them. We can do all of them, especially the one we're talking about.
I was gonna say, I think, especially with how beautifully Black Tales has been this year, I think there's gonna be a lot more opportunity to like officially collaborate and like do things together as a fucking. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
over 150 people in that one fucking big ass group chat.
That's what I'm saying. At the activation gonna be big ass Black group.
And there's a lot of bosses in that joint. It's a lot of brand people. It's a lot of like entrepreneurs.
Chargers everywhere. Activations in one spot.
Yes, I love that.
A baby hair station.
Oh my gosh. Let's talk about
Imagine like it's just this hub.
Different levels of edge control.
That's what I'm saying, because that brings us different
There's an
brands.
art to edge control, bitch.
Okay,
I've done the trial and error.
Yeah.
Imagine everything you need to get ready for the other events, but it's this big ass black group chat and the info you need, this info hub.
Oh,
and then but we're still sipping and we're like
yes,
all the things.
that is awesome. That was a great idea.
Yes,
that was a great idea.
I'm not about to say too many things because I don't want people to. I'm say it off camera.
They could get the recipe, but the sauce not gonna be the same.
Ooh,
period.
That's a tweetable.
I was tipsy last night, and I can't remember who said that, but shout out to you.
That's a tweetable.
Somebody told me that. Yeah,
that is
the
great.
That's a
sauce won't be the
tweetable.
same. They
That's
can try,
great.
but it ain't gonna be.
That's
the
so
same.
true because no
though.
two chefs are the same.
No
two people do the same thing alike.
Motherfucking snowflakes. You know, like snowflakes. Snowflakes are different.
That's so fucking true. I love that.
All our fingerprints.
I feel like we could probably pick your brain and talk this type of beautiful shit all day.
Yes, we could definitely, but we should
You're a
probably
booked and
go.
busy individual.
I love it.
What is your favorite place to eat in the city?
Ooh, yes. Where you eating? We have a Where We Eatin segment that we close out with.
Yes.
Where do you be eating?
Where do I eat? I am spoiled.
So are we. So
I
it works.
love a good pop up because you're getting the chef right before they get to the restaurant and other people are cooking it. So in this city, we got a lot of pop ups.
I love that.
Yes. And I'm being for real. One of the best pop ups is Brandy's pop up.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like she is a chef. That's
Oh,
why.
shit, okay.
Yeah, she is a chef. So even with my cocktails, she's the last person to taste it before it goes on the menu or anything like that. Because chefs just like mixologists know flavor profiles.
Yes.
So she knows when a cocktail needs umami. And so and that's a part of her name, umami mommy. That is my
That's cute.
favorite.
I love that
because
so
she can
much.
do all types of cuisine as well, but still have that New Orleans
Touch
flair
to
on
it.
it.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, but it just pop-ups in general as well because
Yes.
you're getting this chef it's amazing.
Damn. Where y'all doing pop-ups in DC? What's going on? Why don't I have no chef friends?
Unless it's like a lot of regulations.
Chef friends, right? A lot of bartender friends. Ain't got no chef friends.
What the fuck?
Need some motherfuckers who cook.
Me too.
So
See
and
what
there's
I'm
a
saying?
lot of that down here. Like you can stumble upon a pop up, or you can a lot of bars that only that have a kitchen but don't have a actual like restaurant or grill.
Oh yeah, they'll let chefs like do
People-
pop ups and stuff.
Exactly.
Oh man,
And that's what I love.
that sounds
We have
awesome.
one person that does that, Chef Jaren.
This is true. His
Taco Tuesdays are fucking amazing.
so good. You're right.
Best crunch wrap I've ever had in my life.
Okay, I should just dive. I guess I just need to reach out to him. 'Cause I
do.
guess technically, I have chef friends. I just need to say hello.
I just need to say hello.
I gotta follow up.
Yeah,
what I
that's what I gotta do. Shit, damn. I guess so. Follow. My fault, y'all. I'll talk to you soon.
Gotcha.
But thank you so much for this.
This
I
was
appreciate
everything.
this.
Thanks for sharing your space
I'm
with
So happy
us.
you're here. So happy
Thanks
we're
for
in
having-
person.
Yes,
Like this.
finally, we've been waiting to meet you in person. I've definitely been fangirling over your page in the background.
Seriously,
Because you're very much a vibe. I like very intentional about people I like to connect with.
Yes,
Because I don't vibe with everybody.
it's true.
I like when
But-
it's in person and it's what you think it'll
What you were
be.
thinking it'll be?
Yeah,
Yeah, for
Like-
sure.
Like I know
For
you
real.
like this.
Yes.
And I know if y'all together you like this.
Yes.
And it's fine.
Yes, seriously. So, well, shout out to y'all. We'll
Yes.
see y'all soon, or I guess you'll see us actually. And
Like, share, comment,
Comment.
subscribe.
follow at
Chicken and Champagne.
You know what I'm sure.
Period.
Know what I'm
Get your
saying?
education on because she be schooling
Education
y'all
on the
niggas.
Instagram. Dig into what she's doing, event wise,
Absolutely.
cocktail box wise.
Yes,
you
I'm
know,
always cocktail boxes. I love.
never
when
know.
you
Maybe
did
you'll get an address
the
to good
chip
trouble.
bag with the-
with
Oh
the
my
shot.
God.
Oh my gosh,
Suck
yes.
the head shot.
Yes, that was great too.
So good.
Head.
It makes
With that-
so much sense that you have a design background. It just makes so much sense
It
now.
does. It does.
It does.
It does.
Because it comes across effortless.
Literally.
Like you're not trying too hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which is great.
God.
Which is great.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, we love y'all. We'll see you later.
Yes. Cheers.
Pow.
Clank, clank. No, we didn't do our clank.
Oh, well,
Everything's empty. That's bad luck. So, bye.
Bye.